Oh my goodness, finally. Oof. Welcome back to the channel, guys. Welcome back to Phoenix, Arizona, and welcome to another video. Today's a big one, guys. We're gonna be putting a expensive set of louvers on the car today. If you've been following my channel for a while, you probably remember when I did the $85 eBay louvers a couple months ago. I'll put them up right here. If you remember, that didn't go so well. The eBay louvers were pretty cheap, the fitment was bad, the plastic was terrible. Do not buy $85 eBay louvers. And in that video, I talked about Zakustech Louvers, which is the louvers that I got today. And in that video, I was kind of staunch that I wasn't gonna buy one or buy a set. I did want to do I think it's Zakustech or Zakutech or whatever. I would like to put those louvers on here. Those louvers are like $600 dang out the door, shipped. And kind of I didn't. In real life, I'm a realtor, and me and my buddy did a deal. He's a realtor in North Dakota, and instead of going through the paperwork and getting referral money, I just said, hey man, why don't you just buy me a set of louvers and we'll call it good. He's a car guy, and he was cool enough to do it. So the louvers are at home, so let's go check those out first, and then we'll get them installed. All right, guys. Oh, and girls, actually. We've got a couple girl subscribers now, so play nice in the comments, guys. Here's the louvers. So Zakustech is the brand. If you think I'm saying that wrong, you're wrong. I checked with them on their Instagram page. Check it out. But my first impressions getting these out of the box is they're a lot more substantial than I thought they would be. I thought these were plastic. They're actually metal, which is sweet. Let me get them flipped around here. So you can see here, the metal. I don't know what exactly it is, if it's like steel or aluminum or whatever. I imagine it's steel. I think aluminum would be lighter, but I don't know. They actually are, you know, they weigh a little bit. I can get a scale out if we need to. They've got these little, I don't know, rubber stoppers here, which should help with, you know, vibrations on the windshield. For 600 bucks, they are scratched. There was some tape that they had on here that I really had a hard time getting off. It is what it is, I guess. So these are the painted black version too. You can get these in non-painted as well. The paint is decent. I'm not gonna say it's amazing, but I'm not trying to hate on these. I just, you know, when you spend 600 bucks, you expect a lot, I guess, because at the end of the day, these are just blinds for your rear window, and you can get wheels for 600. You're close to coilovers at 600. Racing seat, steering wheel, all that. So there's a lot of things that $600 can buy on a car. So that's the only reason I'm gonna be a little bit hard on these, but I still think they're pretty sweet. Okay, real quick, I'm gonna try weighing them on a food scale. Totally non-scientific, but they're coming in just under 9 pounds. It looks like 8.89, a little pressure there. So, you know, they are pretty substantial. We've got a couple things to do to the rear window and the trunk lid to get it ready for these. So let's go do that now. And then we'll get the double-sided tape on here and stick them. All right, guys, so if you haven't done it already, you're going to need to delete the rear wiper, obviously, because it normally sits here. So I've got a separate video for that. I'll leave a link below. And then you're also gonna have to delete the rear window sprayer and plug it. So the kit didn't come with a plug, unfortunately, so I got these little plugs from Lowe's. I'll just put that there. You can screenshot it or whatever. So they should fit. I saw another video where this got pulled and they use these, so that should fit fine. So let's get that off now and deal with it. So to get the rear window sprayer off, you just gotta disconnect this hose first, then come up top and grab this little rubber grommet around there and pull that off. Okay, this thing's kind of a bugger, but once you got your little rubber grommet off, you just gotta pull up and get a screwdriver under there, but be very careful around your glass here. So you wanna crack that. But I'm just slowly working each side there. It finally came, but that was more of a bugger than I thought it would be, so just be really careful. Really quick, we'll test fit that plug I got. And it's too big, it looks like, so quick Home Depot or Lowe's run, I guess. Okay, we gotta find a smaller one of these or something that'll fit in the middle of that. Hard to find. So true. All right, guys, so here's the ticket at Lowe's. Man, my camera's having a hard time focusing today. So 7/8 inch nylon hole plug, and then this number 30, come on focus, O-ring. Anyways, here's what you got. 7/8 nylon plug with that O-ring around it. And this is a 2006 350Z, so I'm not sure if that matters, but pops right in. Okay, so it took 2 trips in and out, multiple different plugs and whatnot to get it figured out, but the 7/8 inch nylon plug was $153, and then the number 30 O-ring 10 pack or whatever was $250, so you know, $4 extra. And just to be clear, guys, this isn't like an amazing fit or anything. It snaps in there. I mean, I drove it on the way home. It's fine. The louvers will cover it. But I mean, you could probably do a little bit better than what I did here. It looks clean though. Okay, next I'm just gonna clean the windshield with a razor blade and some Windex to get any crap off of it. Wipe it down with a microfiber when I'm done. So. Okay, now we'll prep the sides of the louvers for the double-sided tape. I'm just going to use some IPA, isopropyl alcohol, and a microfiber to wipe them down. Okay, now we'll just put on the double-sided tape. I'm just using some scotch. I think I got this when I put my rear spoiler on. Good thing I had some left over. All right, double-sided tape is on. Nothing fancy there, just ran a line straight down and cut them at the bottom, kind of tried to follow the curve of the louvers, so now it's time to test fit them. Okay, so when you're test fitting these, you got to make sure and open the trunk and make sure there's enough gap up here. So let me open that quick and make sure that these aren't going to hit here before we stick them. Pretty tight tolerance, but there is a little gap in here, so we're good to go. So I'm doing this job by myself, so I was thinking I was probably going to have to mark these, but honestly the tolerances are so close. Basically you just line this up. By the way, it came like that. I didn't do that. You just line the top up, bring it to the corner, and the bottom where it curves, basically just line that curve up with your windshield and stick it, and that's really about the only place you can stick it. So that's nice that it's at least that tight of tolerances. So I'm gonna get this thing stuck and I'll come back to you as soon as it's done. All right, the louvers are on. I wanted to take them out here in the sun, let them bake a little bit, so that double-sided tape has a chance to get good, warm, and sticky. The fit is, you know, really good. There is just, I don't know, a millimeter of clearance when you open the hood, but there's no other way to put it. So the fit is really good. I'll give you an inside view here of what they look like. Exactly how they should. Those little rubber grommets or whatever, that rubber piping they glue on there, kind of hard to see there. You can kind of see them in the middle, but I'm assuming those are going to help. We're going to do a speed test here. Here's one more shot with the trunk lid open. There you can see the little rubber guys that kind of protect each louver. You can't see the double-sided tape on the inside. That's really nice. I know my tint is kind of dark, so it probably makes it kind of hard, but fit is pretty good. You got a little bit of gap at the bottom, but there's nothing you can do about that, I don't think. Tiny bit of vibration when it shuts. Let's drive it, make sure there's no vibrations. All right, driving with the louvers on. I can already tell there's just a tiny bit of vibration back there that wasn't there before. Visibility is fine. I have nothing to complain about visibility, but there is a little bit of vibration. I have like this weird sense that they're gonna fall off. But I think that I'll get over that after a couple days of driving or whatever. But you know, I put them on, so like I instantly think, oh, wonder if it's good enough. All right, I'll do an on-ramp pull here and see if you can. I'll be quiet. I'll turn the AC way down, see if you hear any vibrations. Do you hear that though? All right, guys, here are my closing thoughts on the Zakustech Louvers. They are expensive. $600 for the painted version, $500 for the unpainted version. My opinion has not changed. Actually, this has solidified my opinion. These are too expensive. I think at the right price on something like this should be around $300. And if you want to charge $600 a premium, here's the things that you need to have with it. Number one, it should come with a rear wiper delete plug, or at least an option, because the rear wiper does have to come off. So my rear wiper delete was an Amazon part, 19 bucks. I got a separate video for it. You can go check that out. But that should be included in the kit. Number two, we can't see it right now, but the windshield washer sprayer plug also should be included in the kit. I, spent an hour of my time going to Lowe's, finding the right size, an O-ring for it. I mean, it was only $5. And I mean, if they were mass producing these and, had a bunch of those laying around, they'd be way cheaper than that. So this kit should come with a rear wiper plug. Third, these rattle. You can hear it right now. They rattle when you shut the trunk. They rattle when I'm driving, not even at very high speeds. Yes, I do have an exhaust on this car, but it's not so obnoxious that the louvers should vibrate. So what I would do to fix that, right now they've got these little rubber pieces underneath here that go down the middle. I would either put them on each end as well, or else take like those black rubber door molding, and that's probably what I'll end up doing. I'll pull these off and I'll take black door molding and run it along the top of each louver, because I'm pretty sure it's vibrating just where the louver meets the window. Everything else should be fine. So that should be included as well. Fourth thing they should include is tape. There should be double-sided tape already on here. All you have to do is, pull off the red and stick it. To me, it's kind of weird that you spend $600 and these don't come with tape to stick them to your rear window. You have to go out and buy it. Fifth thing, I think, is the logo. I'm not against this logo. There's nothing wrong with it. Happy to support a company that puts out a good product. I don't want it on the louvers to start with, though. And I'm nervous to take it off because the paint on here is not amazing. I think it's good paint, but I'm afraid if I sit here and scratch at this and it leaves goo, I might end up with something like I have on the other side. So Zakustech, if you're watching, I would say ship these without the sticker and include the sticker with it, and that way it's the customer's choice if they want to rock that or not. A couple honorable mentions for this thing. The paint quality, it's not horrible, but it's like flat on one side, it's a little bit more glossy on the other. I don't want to dog on them too much because it's pretty good, but for $600, I don't know, maybe it could be a little bit better. Tiny scuff here, tiny scuff up there. All in all, though, the paint is not horrible. I can live with the paint. The weight of these, though, is another thing. Almost 9 pounds, like I talked about earlier. They do make some carbon fiber versions of these. Those are like $1,200. In my opinion, the carbon fiber ones should probably come in around $800. I'm sure it's expensive to manufacture that. These, as they sit, I feel like should be around that $300 price point currently without these improvements that I'm talking about, but it is what it is. I'll take the weight for the looks, so I'm just saying, if you're weight concerned on your car, I probably wouldn't throw a set of 9-pound louvers on the back. I hope it doesn't come off like I'm just hating on these things. Let's talk about a few of the really good things that I like about them. The fitment is awesome. I mean, I talked about that in the install, but there's only one way to put them on, basically. You can't screw that up because they only fit really in that certain spot. Any up or down, left or right, any certain way, you'll mess up the installation. So they only fit on one way. So I love the fitment of these. One of its negatives is also its positives. They're built like tanks. I mean, yes, they weigh 9 pounds, but because they weigh 9 pounds, they're pretty serious. Most louvers nowadays are polymer or plastic, which I think is fine. You can get away with that. You're going to save weight. These ones, however, this is serious business back here. Somebody comes and swipes at these, pushes on this, you're gonna be like, holy cow, those are actually metal. Which, kind of justifies the price. I just go back to the price seems high to me for what they are. And then obviously the best thing, the reason anyone is buying these is for the looks, the aesthetics of them. I think these are the most aesthetically pleasing louvers on the market today. So they're not going anywhere. I'm gonna fix the vibrations that I'm dealing with right now. Maybe try and pull that sticker in the future, maybe not. Like I said, I don't want to mess up the paint, but the looks are sick, and that's why they're going to stay on the car. All right, I think that'll do it for today's video, guys. I appreciate you so much for watching. Stay tuned for more. I'll catch you in the next one.
Listen.